Hello lovelies, how are you all doing? I hope you are well. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today for what should be something of a quickie. I'm going to try and keep this one short. I'm going to share with you today my curry paste recipe. So this is what I use as a base for pretty much any curry I make, whether it's squash and chickpeas or mushroom and cauliflower, whatever it is. It's a really nice base to start with. It's got all the flavours, all that gorgeousness going on. Now, I just feel like I've put you on top of me today. What I haven't done, I haven't costed this, so I don't know how it compares with shop bought, you know, off the shelf curry pastes. However, I would say in years and years of experience of costing, you know, here I am making it at home, here's what it costs off the shelf. Literally everything I have ever costed, it's ended up being cheaper to make it myself at home. So I'm going to kind of assume the same for curry paste. But never mind that, one of the reasons for making it at home is we're just putting the purest of pure ingredients in. So there are no ingredients, and just they're ready for you to look at. There's nothing in here for shelf stabilization, all those various additives that are put into things, even down to the choice of oil that goes in. So I have complete control over what goes in, and therefore also in terms of heat, great. So mentioning that I don't add anything for shelf stability, when I make this, I make it, make a little batch of it. I'll use some immediately that day for my cooking or the next day. Keep it in the fridge maybe 4 or 5 days, but generally I'm making it because I've run out and I've got a recipe I want to do, which is what's prompted today. There's a recipe that's going to come that I'm going to do in the Instant Pot, and the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of curry paste. I checked the freezer, there's nothing. So I've just mentioned the freezer. Little pots like this, so useful. I used to have more actually, and I can't find, I had some really little ones, and I think when I was kind of decluttering, not really clutter girl, but getting ready for the move, I thought I've got too much Tupperware, and I gave a load to my, what was then my local plastic free-ish, I mean, they had a section at the back for plastic free, so I gave them loads of Tupperware so that if customers came and they didn't have something to carry stuff home in. Anyway, the point is, it will freeze. How long in the freezer? Probably maybe up to 3 months. I find I make this probably more often than 3 months. I haven't tried it beyond 3 months, but yeah, so little pots. Right, without further ado, should we go and have a look at our ingredients? I've also got some equipment today. I've got my NutriBullet, but I'll explain if you don't have a NutriBullet. But yeah, without further ado, let's go and look at these beautiful ingredients. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Oh, yum. Right, I'll go through these quite slowly for you. So I've got 2 tablespoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of coriander, and then 1 of mustard, so all seeds, 1 tablespoon of fennel. So they're all in tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, and then 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns. And they're set separately because they're going to have a different treatment. Then over in the sort of powders and dried, I've got a tablespoon of fenugreek leaves, a teaspoon of paprika, teaspoon of turmeric, and then in the jug I've got a couple of tablespoons of white wine vinegar, and then into this sort of fresher stuff, an onion chopped, garlic chopped. I mean, use as much or as little as you like. I would kind of quite often put 4 or 5 cloves in. However, these are really chunky cloves, so that's just 3 cloves, but there's a lot of it. About a tablespoon of tomato paste. That was actually the very end of the tube, so it might be a little bit more. I just wanted to, I mean, I wasn't going to keep half a teaspoon. And then a little bit of fresh ginger. That's about an inch worth. We always talking inches, don't we? A sort of a thumb knuckle, just finely grated. And that's it, our beautiful, beautiful ingredients. So to start with, I'm going to go with the seeds because I want to just get them slightly popping open a little bit. I've got a shallow frying pan here, just getting it warmed up. There's no oil in it, completely dry. And into that go my seeds. So it's the coriander seeds, cumin seeds, mustard seeds, fennel seeds, and then the black peppercorns. And I'm going to spread them out a bit so they all get a bit of the heat. They're only going to have about 2 or 3 minutes on here. My pan bottom is a little bit warped, so I have to just hold it, right, just clock the time. So 2 or 3 minutes on the heat, just moving so they don't burn. After a couple of minutes or so, the little mustard seeds should start to pop, well, possibly pop a little bit. But this is just helping them to start releasing their oils, their flavours, their gorgeousness. Right, how long has that been on? 30 seconds or so, and already the smell is really beautiful. Oops, dropped a seed. Don't leave any out. Right, I'm going to carry on flicking these around for 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes or so until they're done, and then take them off the heat and we'll get to the next step. So the seeds that have now been toasted, I've just allowed them to cool right down again. They need grinding, so I'm going to use my NutriBullet. It comes with 2 blades. That's the one, that's the sort of general one, that's my smoothies, if I'm doing like overnight oat smoothie, that sort of thing. But I'm going to use the nuts blade. And this one, I'm mostly, apart from this sort of thing, this is the blade I would use if I'm grinding flaxseed, linseed, just because flaxseed / linseed, same thing, different name. Unless it's ground, it just passes straight through your gut. You don't get any benefit from it. So, get the seeds into my NutriBullet. I'm going to use my funnel so I don't send them all flying. But of course, if you don't have a NutriBullet, do it in a pestle and mortar. It's just that it's going to take longer. Whoopla, and there's a bit of an effort. But hey, good exercise. I suppose if you've got a coffee grinder, you could use a coffee grinder, but you might want to have a separate coffee grinder because over the years, is it going to pick up some of the scent of the spices? So, a blitz in the bullet. Give it a little rattle around. In case any of them get stuck. I want this fairly fine because I want it to be, you know, evenly dispersed. So just have a look at it. I think that's nearly there. One more blitz. It smells in this kitchen right now. Let's get a little bit stuck up top. So now that's nice and smell is gorgeous. Good. Now to combine everything, so a little bit more noise. I've got to set up first. I'm a bit equipment heavy today. Let's just put the NutriBullet on the table for now and bring the blender into action. Because I've got the Instant Pot on the go. Oh, I'm a bit cluttered on the counter today. Right, that's never been undone because I like a short lead, as I mentioned on a previous day. Everything goes in now. I need my little, that'll do for my scraper. Are you too far away? I'm doing this backhanded to try and show you. So the onions in. Oh, is my thing on? Yeah. Onion in. I'm going to have to do this the right way round for me, because otherwise it's going to go flying. Ginger, tomato. That's some onion that's just gone on the floor. Don't skid on it, Vivi. And then, do you remember from the ingredients, the already dried, so the fenugreek leaves, the paprika and the turmeric. And the lovely spices that we've just helped to, that toasting of them just helps to sort of enhance their flavour, get their flavour to really come out. A little bit of white wine vinegar. Let's pour it down there, pour the tomato off. I might have to scrape that with my spatula. And start blitzing. Yeah, where's my spatula? I'm having a noisy day. Drop of oil, about a tablespoon or so. That's more like a tablespoon and a half. I tell you what, I'll get this down to a paste off camera because it's so noisy. Come back in a tick, in a couple of seconds. It tastes gorgeous. I just had a little bit of a taste to make sure I was happy with it. Yum, yum, yum. So this will do me about 4 curries. Getting rhythmical. Oh, I should properly clean out the blender jar in a second. But yeah, gorgeous, homemade. It looks like nut roast, chopped up meatloaf or nut roast or something. But that is really gorgeous homemade curry paste, and like I said, I will, yeah, it'll do 4 portions or so. So 3 for the freezer, 1 for the fridge, all ready for the next recipe I want to share with you. I promised you a quickie. I hope that was quick. I hope you found that useful. Have a go yourself. Look, that was so quick, dead easy. It's one of those things that, yeah, even if I was about to make a recipe and I thought, I would have gone to the freezer the night before, but let's say I go to a recipe and I think, oh, I want to make curry, haven't got any curry paste, quick, whip a batch up. And there's always some extra for the freezer. I mean, you could double the quantities and whip up a really big batch, and then you'll have 5, 6, 7 for the freezer. Anyway, give it a go. It's lovely, and it's just so nice to know that what I'm eating, there's no extra stuff that's been added for whatever reason. That's just pure spices and a couple of bits of veggies to add to them. I had another taste. Salivating. I really want to cook a curry right now to make the most of it. Anyway, this is supposed to be a quickie and now I'm waffling, so I'll go. See you all again really soon, I hope. Hopefully very soon for the recipe that I wanted to make this for, that's going to be an instant pot recipe, but I'm sure it'll be perfectly adaptable for stove top cooking if you don't have an instant pot. Hope you can join me then. But until then, for now, cheerio lovelies.